Hi everybody, Jody Marketplace Boutique. Today I have this awesome letter, and this is from, let's see, it came from a Mrs. Addington in Gentertown, Kentucky. Now I did not read this first because if I read it twice, I'm probably gonna get really bored. So I'm just gonna go for it. I might kind of cut the stops and starts. Some of the letters, some of the words I already noticed. I don't know what they are or what the spelling really is, so we'll just go with that. This was written to a private Addington, and this is going out to Los Angeles, California. And this is an APO, so I don't know if it was sent off from there. I don't know if anybody else is really enjoying these, but I love reading letters as long as it's like a fresh letter that's new. I probably wouldn't read them twice. So this is Wednesday night. Okay, this is at 8:30 o'clock, August 25, 1943. So I'm gonna read this really slow. As you can see, the writing is super kind of cursive. It's written in pencil and it's really old. And usually when I do my videos too, I kind of enhance the writing of things. So it's very light. It's fading, it's old, the paper is old. It has paper toning and it's definitely old. And also they kind of wrote different back then. It's probably the correct way, but you know. And if my hair looks very burnt, it really is. I'm not kidding. I lost a bunch of my hair. I got one of those curling irons you see like off Facebook, like an ad. Oh my word. I set it on the lowest setting and all of a sudden the whole head started smoking. My poor hair. It's all burning off. It looks bad. It's probably gonna look bad for a while. I probably will just get in and have it cut like really short and just learn my lesson. Okay. My darling husband, just 2 months ago, honey, you left off of your furlough. It has been a long 2 months for both of us. I know maybe before another 2 months we can be together. Is your opinion as to how long it will be? I have noticed that you have been setting your serial numbers on the return address, and I haven't, should I? You have told me it's not necessary. Bae, we have really worked. Is that like bae as in like bae these days, or is that a different word? I'm not sure. I think it says bae. Did they say that back then? I don't think so. Even if it has been and still is hot. It was 104 degrees. I wonder if it's extraordinary hot there as it is here. Someone, Claude said, he couldn't sweat any. Do you sweat freely, honey? Or just burn it, not sweat? I think of you constantly and how hot you are. And then I realize, after all, why should I complain? The bugs are about to eat me up. In fact, I believe sometimes I am as buggy. Ha ha ha. I didn't have any mail today. I mailed you your box and the cash was 92 cents. No, this is a long one. I'm just warning you. Couldn't insure it. He wouldn't insure it. You notice and see how much pasta it took and tell me I have after wondered how Charlie could guess so well. I talked to him about the 2 rolls of film that has never come back, and he seemed to think I would finally get it after a long time. I look for the other ones that I sent last week in a day or two. 2 rolls of film that had never come back. And he seemed to think that I could finally get them after a long time. I look for the other ones that I sent last week and in a day or so. I'll send them to you, honey, when I do. Oh, she's gonna send him film. That's so nice. I do believe I told you that we canned 1 gallon and 1 pint today and peeled a big bunch to dry and gathered about 3.5 bushels to work up for tomorrow. Besides the washing, we will have another hard day. I want us to get most of it done this week so I can rest, so I can visit again next week. I want to go down to Aunt Connie's and go to meetings. The receival started down there one Monday. I'll be glad to see Aunt Maggie and Luke and also Luna, Robert's wife. I wrote Riley a letter today also. I'll get your mail just the same, and I'll write too, darling, if I'd go. Uncle Jet went to the Ford today. I'm not sure if that word is Ford. So this is number 3 we're on. Glasses fixed after he broke them. Dad will get glasses the first of the next week. You know, honey, I told you that I had talked to Dad and I'd give him $5 on his glasses. So he told me to let that much go on what he could, on what he owed us. Did I tell you that Fanny cheated him out of $60? Oh. 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 2 months of work. They had a few words, but not much money. So Dad is going to get another job. But of course, he'll have to because of his crop. Don't say anything about this trouble, because they don't want anything said about it. Uh-oh. Wait, so 43, it was 80 years ago. 80, 90, 100. Okay, so these people are probably gone. Don't say anything about this trouble, because they don't want anything said about it. People have told him since then that Dad isn't the only person Fanny has S-H bleep T on. Ooh, 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 ooh. All of Doc's pigs have died, but 2. And I haven't found pigs yet. Haha. I'm expecting mash any day though. Aunt Rose told me Sunday that I didn't look like I was getting to find a litter of pigs. Haha. Mrs. Galloway is here again tonight. Mr. Thill stayed with her last night. Mr. Lockie is coming home tonight though. Ooh, what does that mean? Okay, this is number 4, and there is a lot of pages. Okay. She has been up to seeing Annie. Mrs. Lockie had been there about an hour when Annie had to go to the hospital. They have another boy. This makes 3 for them. Mrs. Lockie hit it just in time, though, didn't she? What? What's Mrs. Lockie hitting? I don't know. It was too hard for me to finish last night. Now it's Thursday morning. Your mom and Mrs. Calloway slept on the floor last night, but I had to sleep on the bed with my sore tail. Ha ha ha. Okay, so you have company, and you make your company sleep on the floor? And then you laugh? Oh my goodness. It was after 10 o'clock before we cooled off enough to go to bed. This is going to be another hot day too. I believe I forgot to tell you, dear, that I have the burley tobacco cut, and Louise and I think it's going to be a fine crop. I think they will start on the dark tobacco next week. They have gone today and left Ed Ashby bale hay. Oswald Hacker's dad died yesterday too. Oh, that's sad. I can't seem to think of a thing to write. I feel so sluggish and sleepy today. I believe before the day is gone, I'll drop in my tracks. Haha. 5. Okay. Did George get his money? Did they know for sure that it is that plain, or just guessed it. George writes some pretty tall tales from what I learn. But sure enough, did you hear anything about that? About that group dying out there in Arizona, someplace. He is at war, and I don't think George is really telling a fib. I have asked several times if you have seen any snakes. Have you? Is the sand as bad on your eyes as you expected, darling? I have the sand shades and those goggles you left. You used to have the headache. Does it still bother you, dear? Have you heard from Brad Merle lately? And did they say anything about coming? And did they say anything about coming up there to get work? I am sure I could get a job at the H. Ford telephone exchange as an operator if I want to. But I want to wait a while before I decide just what to do. You have said, darling, that you may not be there very long. And if I get a chance to come to you, I'd hate to quit a good job. I certainly would. Nothing will stand in the way. 6. Of coming to you, if I am able. Guess it was just as well that I was sick, although I would have loved to have seen you. It was hard on me to know that I could come out if I had been able. It would be wonderful to have you hold me in your arms and kiss me again and again and tell me, love you, love me. There's nothing I'd like better than that. Sometimes I think that maybe I love you too much. Something might happen to take you away from me. One shouldn't love anything more dearly as I love you. In fact, I nearly worship you, and I crave for the days where we can be together. You're the only person that I'll ever love and cherish with my whole heart. I think sometimes, honey, I'm not worthy of such great and wonderful love as you have for me. But you just keep on like you are, darling, and I'll never stop loving you. I'm going to close, but I could go on and never find words to express how I love your faithful wife, Anna Laura. And then it says, be careful and good luck. XOXOXOXOX. Ooh. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that little letter. I know I did. It was very long. It almost makes me feel bad getting rid of these because they all go into like a story. And I'm not even the one that bought them all. That was neat. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, until next time. See you later. Bye.